Welcome back. In our previous video, Jane mentioned that online identities allow us to explore who we are. I would like to expand on this concept with Agnes. Agnes, can you better explain how the internet allows us to imagine ourselves in different ways?
Ara, since the spread of the internet, people have grasped its advantages. Let's say you are a person of color, or you belong to a gender minority, or you belong to a religious group. On the internet, nobody knows that, unless you want them to. On the internet, you can be whatever you want, whoever you want. For example, it's not unusual at tech companies that women sign communications with a male's name when dealing with customers online. This is because males are perceived as more competent in scientific and technical fields, and their answers will be more easily accepted. In other words, being perceived as a male in tech take less time to resolve a case and make the company save money. Even a simple email grants you enough anonymity to blur gender lines and remove obstacles that you would face in person. Isn't this fascinating? And this is why I want to talk to you about cyborg feminism, one of the first analysis of how anonymity affects identity.
Of course, Agnes, what is cyborg feminism?
Ara, in the 80s, gender studies were gaining traction in academia. Donna Haraway, a scholar in the field, was fascinated by the possibilities that cyberspace represented for women and created the concept of cyborg feminism. In 1985, she published an essay titled A Cyborg Manifesto. The cyborg is a hybrid of human and machine. It serves as a metaphor for breaking down the binary concepts that traditionally define human identity. For example, male and female, human and machine, natural and artificial. The cyborg exists in a space where these distinctions are blurred, allowing a more fluid and flexible understanding of identity.
I understand. By challenging the idea that gender is a fixed biological category, cyborg feminism opens up possibilities for individuals to define their identities in ways that go beyond traditional gender roles.
Exactly, Ara. In other words, technology can be a tool of liberation. For example, online avatars, virtual reality, and bioengineering can allow people to embody different genders or even create identities that transcend human categories.
Agnes, in a summary, cyborg feminism rejects essentialism and advocates for the view that identities are constructed, fluid, and open to transformation. Is that correct?
It is, Ara. Essentialism is a theory that sustains that some human characteristics, including gender, are fixed and unchangeable. Cyborg feminism is important because it brings us one step closer to posthumanism. It suggests that technology can help us rethink human identity and gender, moving beyond the limitations of the human body and traditional social roles. 40 years later, this framework has become less a theory and more a reality.
Agnes, thank you for the explanation. Before we continue our journey on online identity, I want you to think about other situations where cyberspace can help you overcome human bias. Can you find at least 3? Good. In the next video, we will take a step further and talk about avatars.